So in 2000, 25 years ago, the knockout rose was introduced to the public. We're actually going to talk to our guest who has a really special family connection to the knockout rose. But a lot of floral experts and horticulturists say the knockout rose actually saved the American rose industry, because before then there was just so much black spot and the pruning, and roses were so difficult to grow. And most of the best roses that have been developed in the last 25 years start with the knockout roses. They're based. Did you know that? So a lot of the hybrids actually start as knockout roses. So we went right to the source of some of the best knockout roses on the entire planet, Cottage Farms, to give you. They're known for their knockout roses, but I can't ever remember doing knockout roses at this type of value. We're going to give you 3 of them. The Cottage Farm knockout roses are normally about $37 a piece. We're going to do them for $16 a piece.
Wow.
Instead of spending $111, you're going to get them home for under $50. And they are going to each one give you 4 feet of flowers months on end, about 6 months of the year. So this could be 12 feet in front of a fence of beautiful roses.
Yeah, they grow. Now, what are the color choices?
All right, so here we go. This is Passion Punch, and I love this one so much. You're going to get 2 of the double pink and one of the newer versions of knockout roses called the Orange Glow. So 2 pink and 1 orange.
And that's kind of like the traditional color, because those are my knockout roses are like that in my backyard. Yeah.
And I love pink and orange together. Yeah. If you want to go even more traditional though, then we will do what we're calling the Big Bang, where you get 2 of the double petaled red, and then you get the newest knockout rose. That's the Easy Beasy Yellow, and that one actually has fragrance, which is unique for knockout roses.
Wow, they smell so good.
They're so awesome. Oh my so here, grab them now, M133069. They've been very, very popular all day. Here's our garden expert now. Katie from Cottage Farms.
Hi, Katie.
Hi. Come on in.
I've come bringing roses.
Oh, you're always welcome with fresh cut flowers.
Thrilled to have you. Come on in.
Thank you. Here, should I put these back here?
Wherever you'd like to put them. 10,000 sets already ordered today. Katie is not only an incredible plant expert, she actually writes garden books on garden trends. She is a judge at the oldest and most esteemed indoor flower show in the world, the Philadelphia Flower Show, that's happening right now. You also have a family connection to knockout roses. Her mother gave knockout roses their name.
What a great name, by the way.
Isn't it a fabulous name?
Yeah.
I feel like we have knockout rose royalty here.
Yeah, it's true.
We've got the Rose Princess here.
There she is. She knows the way. So tell us the story, because the thing is knockout roses, somebody might not know, they perpetually bloom over and over. Yes. That's the whole point of the name.
Yes, they did something for gardening that had never been done before. They created a rose, and this is 25 years ago, that continuously blooms for 6 months. And not just the bloom power, it took away all of the disease from roses. So roses used to get something called black spot, and knockout roses were the first rose to come to the market that were black spot and disease resistant. So it made it such an easy care rose that you could grow and still have that beautiful flower without that fear of failure.
And I never have to deadhead mine.
Never.
I never, like they just do their own thing.
Yes.
I never have to water them. I never have to fertilize them. I mean, obviously, if I do fertilize them, I get even more blooms.
Yes.
But the truth is that if you plant these after the first season and you just leave them there forever, they will produce flowers over and over and over again. Every year I do live streams in my backyard when the roses come out, and I just show everyone, and everybody's like, how do you do that? And I say, I don't do a thing.
Yeah. Do you think he has
thing.
time to baby his roses?
I don't. But I love seeing them.
I know.
Yeah, I love seeing them.
That's the joy that I am so thrilled to be able to bring these roses to you. It's not just for me a collection for the TSV. It's not just about knockout roses. It's about being able to give you the joy of seeing those flowers in your landscape, looking from your window and seeing, I mean, here in Pennsylvania, they start in April.
Yep.
Seeing that color non-stop, these beautiful colors. This is the double pink with that orange glow. And the orange glow is one of the newest of the knockout collection. The double pink in the landscape.
Now that you think it's 2, right?
Yes.
And you're getting 2, so that's 2 rose bushes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, and then you get the third, the orange glow.
And you can put that one separately. You don't have to put these together. These roses get to be about 4 feet tall and wide. And I don't want you to think of them as traditional roses. Look at this, completely covering the plant. And as Alberti said, no deadheading because the buds are coming right behind it. Now this is the red. The roses we have on set are a representation because it is early March. So this is what these look like, and this is the yellow. This is part of the Big Bang collection.
Yeah. Well, you know what I was just thinking? The fact that these are more than 50% off.
Yes.
Buy 2 collections.
Yes.
Because then you'll have 2 of either the what is this one called? The orange glow or the yellow.
Easy, yep.
And then you'll get 4 of either the red or the pink, and you get like this beautiful hedge.
A hedge of color. You could create a privacy hedge of roses.
I love
Especially
that.
if you have like a chain link fence or something that's not, you don't think is that attractive. Just plant these in front because obviously these are smaller. They're in containers. They'll stay smaller if they're in containers. But if I plant these in the ground, each one about 4 feet,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
4 feet by 4 feet.
That's how mine are. Mine are right by my deck in my backyard. You've seen them before.
Beautiful, yeah.
I have them but right next to my hydrangeas.
Beautiful.
And everybody always says, like, it looks like you have an English garden. I say, I do nothing. I do absolutely nothing to maintain that garden.
Maybe you choose wisely once, and then you have years of color with very little
Yeah.
water.
And it's such an investment because not only can you garden without that fear of failure, but these are an investment because they will last for decades. The original from 25 years ago
Talk about
is
the
still,
scent for this too.
Yeah, and Easy Beasy does have a light fragrance. The rest of them, listen, yes, fragrance is great, but we don't want black spot, and I want my roses just bloom and bloom and bloom.
Oh,
It really is so exciting. So the big story here is that in all the years that we've presented Cottage Farms roses, I cannot remember a time when I've ever done one under even $20. And even that, I don't even know if it was only $20. Like, we're all racking our brains. We're like, we cannot remember doing roses this low. Instead of being $37 a piece, so basically $36.98, we're doing them for $16 and change a piece. Instead of spending $110, you're getting them home for $50. You would be very hard pressed to find 3 knockout roses anywhere for under $50. Plus, we're gonna ship them for free. Plus, we've given you these gorgeous color combinations. This is your Passion Punch, where you get 2 of the pink and 1 of the orange glow. And then we also have the Big Bang, where you're gonna get 2 of the double red, and the brand new Easy Beasy, which is a pollinator magnet. When these come, I want to actually, Alberti, I want to show everybody the box, because when you get this box, last night I was joking, I was like, it's going to look like, did I order a light fixture or a lamp?
That's
it's a big box. And inside, you are going to find 3 giant bags. Yeah, look how nice they come.
They really are nice.
Talk to me about why you personally love Bareroot. I was surprised to learn that you only plant Bareroot roses.
I love Bareroot roses. And so when you get that box home quickly before we put it away, the plants are in a bag. If you can't plant them right away, keep them in the bag.
Oh, okay.
So usually
Keep them
we
wet,
tell you,
moist, a little moist.
Usually we tell you to take everything out, but that will keep the bare roots from getting dried out. So keep them in the bag until you want to plant them. Then you can open them out of the
But we'll
bag.
receive them when it's time to plant them,
Exactly.
right?
We're not shipping them right now. You will only receive them after your last chance of frost has passed in your area. So I love Bareroot because even though it might look intimidating, first of all, this is a 2-year-old plant, which is equivalent to a 2-gallon. So you are getting a massive plant from the store, great value. But would you like to plant something that big?
No.
I wouldn't.
Not
no
with all,
way.
Yeah, not with all the
so
thorns.
it's easier for you to plant. It's also easier on the plant. And guess what? You'll have roses in 60 days because it's so much more efficient to get roses from this Bareroot.
Yeah, because this is ready to grow.
Yes.
Now, where do we plant it up to, right?
So what I want you to do is I want you to see where, if you're, right now where you've got roots down here and the stems up here, plant it. Make sure you cover all the roots. If you have to
right
bury,
to the ball
yeah,
there.
but if you have to bury a little bit of stem, that's okay. I don't mind if you bury a little bit of these stems, just don't leave any of the roots out.
Okay.
Now the roses that we're going to have shipped to our home are actually in a field right now, dormant.
Yes.
And so we are going to get the freshest bare roots that have not even been dug out of the ground yet.
No, they haven't.
And then they'll prepare them as bare root and ship them out.
And ship them out to you. So that way, exactly the time for when you plant them and transplant them into your garden, they will be ready ready to bloom and look like this by the end of your first season.
Wow.
This could be your garden this year. And so let's quickly show a little planting demo, because you can put these in a sunny pot on your patio. That's the beauty of knockouts. You don't have to put them in the ground. So what I'm going to do with this great potting soil is, remember, covering all of those roots.
Is
so
that the dirty little digger from Roxanne?
It is my favorite tool. So I back it right up to the base, and then I tamp or press the soil down around the base or the roots, because those roots are hairy and there could be room for air pockets in there, and I don't want any air pockets that would cause a little bit of excess moisture, and that's not good for plants. After you're done, you want to water it in really well. If it's in a container, water it until the water drains out of the bottom, because that means you've gotten all of the soil all the way down. We also have a great fertilizer. It is for roses, specifically NPK for roses. It's one little pod, and it is so easy to use, but don't fertilize your roses until you start to see new growth, which should happen in about 2 weeks.
Yep, so you're gonna wanna wait a little bit. Mine are already, I think, like starting to bud.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
They're
There's the
already starting to bud.
information on your screen for what you're spending on the rose fertilizer. Like, truly, you saved way more than that on the roses themselves. So feed them the right thing. So that's actually just 2 of the pink.
That is so beautiful, this cottage garden style, but that's the fun thing.
And it comes with the passion punch.
And it comes with, the orange glow and the double knockout are part of the passion punch. And what I love about this picture of the orange glow is how pink it is. And then you see the double pink. Those colors look so good together.
It looks like a sunset.
It does
so
look
pretty.
like a sunset. And the way that these bloom, these are the double knockouts. So this is the double red, part of that Big Bang collection. But this red is almost a little magenta. And it comes with the Easy Beezy, which is the single knockout. And the reason that it's called Easy Beezy is actually this is a great pollinator plant. So you will have, butterflies flocking to this.
Oh, yeah, I will tell you too. In my backyard, I see, I don't know why, I see so many cardinals, I see hummingbirds, and I see a lot of butterflies in my backyard.
It's because you have knockouts.
Yeah, and I always say it all the time, because, knockout roses, I've known this name since I bought my house.
Yes.
I didn't plant my knockout roses, by the way. They were at my house when I bought it.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful that the people before me planted them. They last a very, very long time. You never, I think like maybe in the last 11 years that I've lived in my house, I've trimmed them back 2 or 3 times just because,
You just went for shaping.
Yeah, just for shaping them. But they are always so full and so luscious, never needing to deadhead a rose. I never understood, because I would present flowers
and people
would say, roses are so difficult, and I would say, mine aren't. Mine are so easy. What are mine called?
Why do they think they're so tough?
Yeah.
But I remember years ago having a neighbor who had the most beautiful roses, and they'd bloom for a few weeks, and then wouldn't see any blooms, and they were constantly out there as a couple, constantly working on them and fussing on them, and then for a few glorious weeks, it was like the prettiest yard on the block. But it was so much work. I was a younger adult then, it actually scared me off of the idea of ever doing roses, because I saw them out there non-stop. In the year 2000, though, 25 years ago, that all changed.
Yeah.
The knockout rose was introduced. Now, it had already been in development by a breeder in, was it Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
For 25 years it took him. And it was so interesting, the story of the knockout rose, how he made it disease resistant.
Yes, I love it, because I talked to him last week.
Oh, wow.
Because I wanted him to know that we were bringing his baby, his rose, to QVC. And he was so excited for all of you to get the chance to have this piece of gardening history. But what he did over those 25 years was he took diseased leaves, black spot leaves, put them in a blender, and then after he blended them up, he would dump them over. He had this backyard full of roses. He would pour the diseased leaves over, and the ones that got black spot, he pulled those out. The ones that made it, now none of them until knockout didn't get black spot. It was, they didn't get it till July 1st. They didn't get it till July 3rd. He had a calendar for each rose. Wow. He was so meticulous.
It took 25 years to create them.
25 years to make the knockout. And now, we've said it, it revitalized the rose industry, and it became the most famous rose. Over 150 million of you have bought.
And
knockouts.
You guys, I'm telling you, if you want to talk to someone about the knockout rose, talk to Katie, because not only does she have the breeder apparently on speed dial, but she also, her mother worked with that breeder and named the knockout rose. Wasn't it going to be like Razzle something?
Razzleberry. Can you imagine if these were called the Razzleberry?
No.
But your mother
your
decided they should be called
she is
the
a
knockout
marketing
rose.
genius. She's so creative, and you're like, I am standing between two knockouts right here, right?
Wow.
Don't you think? And that is why. Oh, I was talking about the roses.
And we're so vain, we were about to say thank you.
I was talking about them, and that's why she said it. She said, "This is the most beautiful rose. What do you call the most beautiful person? It's a knockout," and it is true to the name.